esoteric, this star nonsense. Now, what is it?
I'm sure of it.
So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain? Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail, a smile from a veil? Do you think you can tell? Did they get you to trade your heroes for ghosts, hot ashes for trees, hot air for a cool breeze, cold comfort for change? Did you exchange a walk-on part in the wall for a lead role in a cage?
You may be seated. I want to welcome you guys all here today. My name is Bob Scott, for you guys that don't know me. I'm the great-grandpa of Dylan and Tori's little girl, Braylyn. I strived all my life to be great, and it took those two to make it that way. We're gathered here to celebrate the life of Raime Jade Carriere, a life that was too short in our opinion, but was lived with love, compassion, and purpose. A life that had struggles and triumphs, no different than any of us all sitting here. Let's just open in prayer. Lord, we come here with broken hearts to celebrate Raime's life. We ask for peace and comfort through these trials. We thank you for the time that we had with Raime and for the wonderful person she is to us. Please be with us as we travel this road. Amen. If you guys have your cell phones on, turn them off or put them on silent, so I don't want a sick stew on you. Actually, it'd be kind of fun. Anyway, Raime Jade Carriere. It's with heavy and broken hearts that we gather to say, see you later. To our beautiful Raime Jade Carriere, who gained her angel wings at 25 years young. Raime was born in Hay River, Northwest Territories on August 14th, 1997. They moved to Grand Prairie, Alberta in May of 1998 at the age of 8 months old. And it's here that Raime's parents, Stu and Nikki, would continue to raise their family. Raime attended a variety of schools in Grand Prairie, starting with Harry Balfour, Avondale, Swanhaven, Hillside, and from there she went to Montrose and of course ended her high school education at the Grand Prairie Comp. Raime was a team leader at McDonald's, where she was loved by each of her co-workers, and she won several recognition awards for her hard work and for her dedication. Aside from recently going back to work full-time after her maternity leave, Raime was also working towards becoming a social worker and or a counselor in the mental health and addictions field through doing online training, online education. She strived to grow and be brave. She was on a sweet journey back to her real self. She dared to believe that she was not broken, that she was not inadequate, or better off being like someone else. She was on a journey of passion to find her purpose, and we believe that a big part of that journey of purpose was being the best mama she could be to little Jean. Raime's biggest and most proudest accomplishment was the birth of her and James' handsome son, Gene Alexander. Raime was a doting, loving, and affectionate mother. It was clear through her actions and words how much she enjoyed every minute being a little mama to her baby, Gene. She called him her best little friend. Raime is described by nearly everyone that crossed her path with her as thoughtful, kind, empathetic, intelligent, smart, and oh so witty. She was a huge cat lover, and she was a quiet, humble leader to her friends, always speaking words of encouragement and never afraid to tell you how beautiful and amazing you were. She always made time for the biggest and the best hugs and for quiet cuddles with her cat. Raime was a great big sister, enjoyed spending time with her little brother Dylan and her little sister Gracie. Growing up, some girls had dolls such as Chatty Cathy and real-life dolls that would drink and pee, etc., but Raime didn't have them. She had Dylan. She would dress him up in princess dresses and high heels, or mini skirts and makeup. She would paint his nails and make him pretty. And he liked it. And we are so glad that he has seemed to outgrow the princess dresses and high heel stage. When Tori came into Dylan's life, Raime took her under her wing and was a confidant, a mentor, a sounding board, and a great big sister to Tori. They shared their pregnancies together, and Raime was always there to offer advice on how to handle Dylan. how to handle a crying baby, and just how to make it in life. She absolutely loved her little Miss Braylin. Raime loved her music. She had a range of favorites from rap, classic rock, rock and grunge. And Raime was also quite the little artist. She fell in love with drawing and painting flowers of all kinds. And there's a little scribbler out on the table out there that shows some of the drawings she did. Jamie loved to read books. She had a collection of fantasy thrillers and had currently started reading Fire and Blood by George R.R. Martin. She gained a small obsession with Harry Potter, and her all-time favorite books were the entire Harry Potter series, and she would proudly say that she read them, all 7 books, several times throughout her life. Raime was named after her great-grandpa, and it's said that when she was born, everyone else just dropped a notch. Raime absolutely adored her papa. Raime's survived by her dad, Stu McLeod, her mama, Monique, Nikki Carriere, her baby bro, Dylan, and Tori Carriere, and her youngest sister, Gracie McLeod. Her niece, Braylin May, her spouse, James Matthew, along with their precious son, Gene Alexander. We believe that Raime was greeted and wrapped up in the loving arms of her great grandma, Mary Ann Carriere, and her grandma, Cheryl Carriere. Raime's passing will forever leave a huge void in our lives. She will never be forgotten. She will be profoundly missed by her entire family and friends. One of her favorite Harry Potter quotes was, "Things we lose have a way of coming back to us in the end, if not always in the way that we expect it." And that's from Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. As Nikki was going through and Stu were going through some of Raime's stuff, they found a poem, and I think it would be her message to us. I think it's brave that you get up in the morning when your soul is weary and your bones ache for rest. I think it's brave that you keep on living even if you don't know how to anymore. I think it's brave that you push away the waves rolling in every day and you decide to fight yet again. I know there are days when you feel like giving up, but I think it's brave that you never, ever do. So we have a number of emails that were sent that I'll read out too, but I'd like to give Nikki a chance to say something, and then Stu if he needs to.
To my baby girl Rams, my little Mimi, my daughter, my best friend. Where do I even begin? How do I even begin to explain the impact you have made in my life? I remember the day you were born Your grandma handed me this beautiful bundle of love. As I looked down at you, my eyes went big and wide. You had the biggest cone head I had ever seen. Your grandma Cheryl quickly said to me, "Don't worry, dear, it will go down." But from that moment on, every time I hear the song Kodachrome by Paul Simon, I am brought back to that day in August when I first laid eyes on you. You were the light of my life, my beautiful ray of sunshine, my love, my beautiful, sweet Raime Jade. I keep thinking back to the day you told me you were expecting. You invited me for lunch and looked at me before we jumped out of the truck and asked me how I felt about becoming a grandma. For a split second, I was confused, but I quickly realized what you had said, and we cried and we hugged the happiest of tears. It was one of the happiest days of my life. My girl, you made me a grandma to a wonderful and beautiful soul, baby Jean. Thank you, thank you, thank you, a million times thank you. Raime, I changed your diapers. I washed the mud from your little hands and little toes. I've wiped away your teary eyes and kissed your scrapes and bruises. I combed your long, beautiful hair. I read you bedtime stories and kissed your beautiful face goodnight. We have slid down the deepest of valleys together and climbed the highest mountains. I loved you through your worst and seen you at your best. You were and will always be my hero, the bravest lady I know. I am truly your biggest fan, and I will forever be your #1 cheerleader. Raime Jade, my sweet baby girl, how do I pick up and move on without you? The only comfort I have is knowing your best little friend Jean will hear only the best stories of his beautiful, loving mama. I promise you that. I will always talk about you with pride and respect. I will remind Jean of how much his mommy loved and cherished every single minute with him. I love you so, so much, Raime. I feel like I miss you doesn't nearly describe how much I actually miss you. Rest in peaceful paradise, my beauty. Sweet dreams, Raime Jade. I love you forever and ever, to infinity and back. Until we meet again, sweetheart. Love, Mama.
Thanks, Nikki. That was really good. Okay, we had a few notes come in. This is from James. He asked that I would read it out for him. I want to share how happy Raime was when we found out that she was pregnant. We never expected she would be pregnant, and that day she promised that she will do everything to be the best mom for Jean. Up until the day she died, she had been a perfect mom for Jean. Every time she felt like failing, she used Jean and I as her motivation. She loved me, Jean, and also my first son as her own. Raime is the most wonderful person I've ever met. Love, James. And this is a note from James's mom, Jill. I hope we feel the inner strength building day by day, thinking you aren't here anymore. When James introduced you to me the first time, I said, "You're such a beautiful lady." And he asked, "Are you sure about this guy?" Sure enough, you both started building your beautiful family. As time goes by, I learned so many things about you, especially how great you are at being a mother. And as a whole, you have been so kind, sweet and thoughtful, loving to us, especially to my son and grandson. As I have said to you many times, that I love you like you are my own daughter. And for that, I thank you for being such an awesome one. I couldn't ask for more, as you have shown the best you want for your family. And I want to say it again, that I am so proud of you with all the results you've accomplished, but life will surely test you. And these times are so hard to realize we won't be able to see you every day and the chat we always had. This is so sudden that we can't process this in our lives so quickly. I didn't even have a chance to congratulate you that you had done your studies and excited to pursue all your plans for James and Jean. We're so heartbroken that someone so good like you had taken away from us. I will surely miss you. I will promise that baby Jean will get all the knowledge and goodness of his mother. To you, no one will ever replace you, to him and to James. I love you so much, sweet Raime. Rest in peace, my loving daughter. You will be in the hearts and memories forever, and we will miss you. Dacia Moore wrote, first a little background. Nikki and I were both born and raised in Hay River. In our early 20s, we worked at the Ptarmigan Inn together, and we were both hugely pregnant at the time. Now, you need to get Nikki to show you how they waddled and how they got around each other in the hotel when they were so hugely pregnant. She was shown this yesterday, and I laughed just about all the way home. But our babies were born 3 days apart from each other, so you can imagine I'm not exaggerating when I say we were both huge. I remember us both literally waddling at work. We were asked more than once if we were sisters, and we'd both get a good laugh at that. This was the beginning of a friendship and a connection to our families would share for the rest of our lives. Nikki moved to Grand Prairie when Raime was a baby, and my family made the move 7 years later. Justin was in grade 2, so Raime would have been the same. It wasn't long before Nikki and her little friend, her little family, became our family away from home. Pretty much every weekend we spent together. Barbecues, river days, game nights, holiday dinners, all the good stuff that families do together. I was lucky to watch Raime and Dylan grow up. We shared many laughs together. Nikki and Stu, your kids are characters for sure. Only the best kind. Raime was special, I know. I know everyone says this about a loved one, but anyone who knew Raime will know exactly what I mean. She was an old soul. She had this special kindness, gentleness about her. She was smart as heck and so witty, even as a young girl. Truly beautiful inside and out. We were blessed to have loved her. Nikki, Stu, Dylan, and family, James, baby Jean, and family, may your memories bring comfort to you, find the strength to lean on each other, and pick up the phone and know how much you guys, too, are loved. Love you always, Raime, Jade, Dacia, Chad, Kaylee, and Justin. It's a note from Michaela Moline. Thank you for the beautiful friendship and memories we made together. Thank you for saving me countless of times and for picking up the pieces when I couldn't. I love you. Tanis, Zach, wrote, where do I begin? I miss our beautiful, kind, smart Raimes. There are too many memories to share in one place, so I think I'll just speak on her incredible impact. She had an impact I don't think she realized. Every person she came across was welcomed with open arms by her. She always had the warmest hugs. She was the best friend, a good portion of my life. With time we grew, became adults, and distance suddenly veered between us. Over the years, I never stopped cheering on her. I watched the beauty of her life blossom. I watched her become the most kind and loving mother. I watched her struggle. I watched her laugh, cry, and succeed. In all of her endeavors, one thing was clear: she never gave up. Her story is a story of inspiration, love, adventure, family, and impact. Though she is gone, our memories will live forever. Raime was so special to me, no matter what came between us. Michaela and I will never forget our countless sleepovers, adventures, and even the silly school drama we shared at one time. Raime was the rock we all needed to make it all bearable. We will always love Raime. We will always love her family, our friends. Let her legacy of refusing to give up live on until we meet again. Love forever, Tanis. Tanis, if you're listening, that was really good. Hello, everyone. My name is Chantal Raime. I want to give my deepest condolences to Nikki, Dylan, Stu, and Gracie, James and Jean, and the rest of the family. My heart breaks for you all, and you are all in my thoughts and prayers. Raime was taken much too soon. I had the privilege of being friends with Raime since we met at Hillside School in grade 3. She had been a very dear friend since. Many of us knew Raime, knew how intelligent, humorous, kind, and beautiful she was. She had the best laugh and the best advice, and she was just the kind of person who lit up any room she would walk into without any effort at all times. That's just the way she was. And her light will always keep shining. My heart aches that I will never be able to see you again in this lifetime, but the memories I will hold so dearly to my heart. Raime had an unconditional love for her friends and family. She would be there through thick and thin. She would call you out on your shit if you were in wrong, of course, but it was done with love. She wanted the people who cared about her to be smart and safe. Just talking to her felt safe. I'm going to miss that a lot. When Raime told me how she was doing, I was so beyond proud and so happy for her. I could see it. She got a job at McDonald's and met James. She was thrilled she met her one, and not long after that came Jean. I never had the chance to see Jean, but I know that she would have been the best mother. She was on top of the world and on top of all that. She was going back to school. Jamie was a real superwoman. I could go on with the memories I have with Raime, but today is hard. I will always remember her and keep her very close in my heart. She was such a force, and she will be forever missed. Love you, Raimes. Okay, that's all that we have for that was sent in to us. And Jay has something to say, and then after that we'll have an open mic if anybody has a screaming desire to say something. Jay.
Hey everyone, I'm Raime's Uncle Jay, for those of you that don't know me. It's amazing to see all the love and support in the room for Raime, so everybody who came, thank you. Oh, Jamie Raid. My apologies, I didn't misspeak. That was my nickname for Raime, which she hated. And I'd always get that glare that I'm sure we are all very familiar with. But what uncle doesn't try to bug his niece? Raime was such an amazing person, often described by many of us as an old soul. I always took pride in the fact that Raime's grandma Cheryl described me the same way when I was younger. Always a proud uncle anytime I was looked at in the same light as my beautiful niece. My mind has been on you all week, Rames, but it's always been back to when you were a little girl, flashing that amazing smile and laugh of yours and reaching out your tiny arms to be picked up. I love seeing you in that light, just an innocent little girl loving life before life started to get heavy. One of my favorite Raime things was her hugs. She would wrap her arms around you and make you feel like you were the only person in the world. Squeeze you so tight, and I'd always tell her, oh, always the best hugs from my girl. And she'd give you a little extra squeeze. I told her this constantly, and her grandpa Brian always said the same. It will be by far the thing I miss the most about Raime. Another one of my favorite things about Raime was how much of a quiet leader and inspiration to her friends and her family she always was. Always there to lend an ear or a shoulder to cry on, despite dealing with her own demons. We are also blessed to have such an amazing mother, daughter, girlfriend, granddaughter, cousin, niece, and friend in our lives, albeit for way too short a time. In closing, I'd like to ask everyone to do their best to remember Raime with a laugh and a smile, no matter how difficult that may be, because that's what she would have wanted for all of us. And to you, my beautiful niece, I'll love you forever, I'll miss you for always, and I can't wait to see you again so I can get another one of those hugs. Love always, your Uncle Jade.
All right, before I turn the mic over, I want to tell you guys a little incident that we had out at the farm. We have a working farm where we raise our beef, we raise our chickens and our vegetables and all of that sort of stuff. And of course, when you do that, every year comes around to butcher time. And we were setting up to butcher the chickens, and we get a call from Nikki and Raime. Hey, we're going to come out and visit. Is that all right? And we told Dylan, well, you better tell them that we're butchering chickens, so they can back out if they want to. And they, oh no, we're okay, we can come. So they pull up and we're all set. And Raime walks down to where we were all set up and everything, just in time to watch Dylan dispatch a chicken with his jackknife. She took one look at the chicken, looked at Dylan, and said, I'm okay, I'll set up over here. And her and Braylon and Jean played off on the side for the rest of the day. But it was always fun to have her out at the farm. Does anybody want to take the mic for a bit? Nobody has to. You can if you want. Come on up, Gracie.
Now, I might not have something to read off of. This is all from the heart. Raime, I loved having you around so much. Made me so happy every time I heard you were able to come and visit. I loved doing everything and anything with you. It made me really sad that you were taken away so soon. It's really hard to handle what's been going on now. But I know we can all struggle or not struggle and push through it. And one day, I know I'll see you again soon and give you lots of hugs. And remember all the fun times we had. I love you so much, my gorgeous sister. Fly high.
I don't know, most of you guys don't know me. I'm Carson. I'm one of Dylan's best friends. I've known this kid since I was in grade 5. They took me in like family. Raime was always there with open arms. I always remembered going to her when I needed someone to talk to. She was always that person that comforted you and opened her arms, smiled so bright and opened up in everyone's hearts. They were like a second family to me. I always remember the time when Dylan would piss off Raime and get a smack upside the head, but that was the only person that was allowed to hit him. I always knew she was been a great mom. She was so protective over Dylan and her two loved ones, and always there day by day. I still wish this was a dream and coming today to know that it's a reality is one of the most hurtful things that I could always possibly think of. I just hope you rest in peace and watch over all your loved ones.
Thanks, Carson. Oh, no. I hired people to take you off the stage.
Well, I'd like to thank Gracie for giving me the courage to come up here. I'm known as Auntie S to Dylan and Raime. I'm very close friends with Nikki. Raime's blood did not flow through my veins, but her love sure did, as it does all of us here today. And she'll be dearly missed. Every day, every minute, every time we blink, may she rest in peace.
Thanks, Auntie. Okay, if there isn't anybody else, we have a slideshow, and then right after the slideshow, there'll be a few, I think 3 videos. So.
hard to reach. I've been too long on my own. Everybody has a private world where they can be alone. Are you calling me? Are you trying to get through? Are you reaching out for me? I'm reaching out for you.
I'm just so depressed, I just can't seem to get out this slump. If I could just get over this hump, but I need something to pull me out this dump. I took my bruises, took my lumps, fell down and I got right back up. But I need that spark to get psyched back up in order for me to pick the mic back up. I don't know how or why or when I ended up in this position I'm in. I'm starting to feel distant again, so I decided just to pick this pen up and try to make an attempt to vent. But I just can't admit or come to grips with the fact that I may be done with rap. I need a new outlet, and I know some so hard to swallow, but I just can't sit back and wallow in my own sorrow. But I know one fact, I'll be one tough act to follow. One tough act to follow. I'll be one tough act to follow. Here today, gone tomorrow, but you'd have to walk 1,000 miles. In my shoes, just to see what it's like to be me. I'll be you, like straight shoes, just to see what it'd be like to feel your pain, you feel mine. Go inside each other's minds, just to see what we find. Look it through each other's eyes, but don't let them say you ain't beautiful. They can all get, just stay true to you. So don't let them say you ain't beautiful. They can all get, just stay true to you. I think I'm starting to lose my sense of humor. Everything's so tense and gloom. I almost feel like I gotta check the temperature of the room just as soon as I walk in. It's like all eyes on me, so I try to avoid any eye contact. Cause if I do that, then it opens the door for conversation like I want that. I'm not looking for extra attention, I just wanna be just like you. Blend in with the rest of the room, maybe just point me to the closest restroom. I don't need no manservant trying to follow me around and wipe my laugh at every single joke I crack, and half of them ain't even funny like that. Marshall, you're so funny, man, you should be a comedian. Damn. Unfortunately, I am. I just hide behind the tears of a clown. So why don't you all sit down? Listen to the tale I'm about to tell. Hell, we don't gotta trade our shoes, and you ain't gotta walk no 1,000 miles. In my shoes, just to see what it's like to be me. I'll be you, like straight shoes, just to see what it'd be like to feel your pain, you feel mine. Go inside each other's minds, just to see what we find. Look it through each other's eyes, but don't let them say you ain't beautiful. They can all get, just stay true to you. So don't let them say you ain't beautiful. They can all get, just stay true to you. So nobody asked for life to deal us with these bull hands with doubt. We gotta take these cards ourselves and flip them, don't expect no help. Now I could have either just sat on my and pissed and moaned, or take the situation in which I'm placed in and get up and get my own. I was never the type of kid to wait by the door and pack his bags, or sat on the porch and hoped and prayed for a dad that's sharp who never did. I just wanted to fit in every single place, every school I went. I dreamed of being that cool kid, even if it meant acting stupid. And Edna always told me, keep making that face, that it gets stuck like that. Meanwhile, I'm just standing there holding my tongue, trying to talk like that, till I suck my tongue on that frozen stop sign pole at 8 years old. I learned my lesson then, cause I wasn't trying to impress my friends no more. But I already told you my whole life story, not just based on my description. Cause where you see it from where you're sitting is probably 110% different. I guess we would have to walk a mile in each other's shoes at least. What size you wear? I wear 10s. Let's see if you can fit your feet in my shoes, just to see what it's like to be me. I'll be you, like straight shoes, just to see what it'd be like to feel your pain, you feel mine. Go inside each other's minds, just to see what we find. Look it through each other's eyes, but don't let them say you ain't beautiful. They can all get, just stay true to you. So don't let them say you ain't beautiful. And to the rest of the world, God gave you them shoes to fit you. Just put them on and wear them. Be yourself, man. Be proud of who you are. Even if it sounds corny, but never let no one tell you you ain't beautiful.
Yeah. Well, I got a bone to pick like roses. I ain't feeling broken no more. Bought a fist that got spin, I noticed. Talking shit, I wonder through the motives. Wonder who the fuck I'm supposed to be. I ain't worried now until I leave. I'm just trying to ride and feel the breeze with something bad beside next to me. Wind in my face. Don't stop now when I feel so great. You can run till you slip on the sidewalk, and the same bone that you pick on break. That's a motif. Yeah. When it's coming right back. So familiar, never been realer. Never felt so damn good where I'm at. I don't know what it's all about. Running through too many thoughts to count. That's way better. Still ain't adding up. I'll let you know when I had enough. Yeah. Hey, yeah. I put some money on forever, but I don't like to gamble on the weather, so I just watch. Well, the sun is shining, I can look at the horizon. The walls keep getting wider, I just hope I never find them, I know. Hey! Well, these are my wings. These are my wings. Yeah. These are my wings. Yeah. Well, moving so fast, the clock looks slow. Water my seeds till the flower just grow. Yeah, love so much that my heart get broke. I don't really know how the normal shit go. So, I guess I just play it by ear. Silence is all that I hear. Listening close as I can. Growing up, 1, 2, 3. Jump. Nobody holding my hand, no. Trust is a problem, never knew how. Yeah. That's why I just keep to myself, get what I need, then I'll be out. Who can search the universe with me? Lucifer's human, so are we. All I ever want is what I need, and that don't include your time and company. Follow me, we on the up and up. Remember when I owed $100? Now I look around like, what the fuck? If you don't fuck with me, you fucking up. I know I need to watch my temper, so I don't ever gamble on the weather. But I just watch, wow, the sun is shining, I can look at the horizon. The walls keep getting wider, I just hope I never find them, no. Yeah. Well, these are my wings.
Everybody's ready. Yay!
Look at this thing over there, Tori. Have you seen that? The little spoon thing? What? It's a new book for you to eat. Yummy. There's another book in there too. Look, it eats.
Sticking around for a small amount of time, and then they'll be off. There's going to be no formal exit. We'll just leave as soon as I'm done here. And so just a final word. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord lift his face to shine upon you and give you peace. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. You guys are released to go. Thank you all for coming. We sure appreciate the support. Thank you.